Hello, and welcome to Anime Audio Commentary. Today I'll be commenting on episode 18 of Outlaw Star. If you'd like to watch along, then start watching now. So last we left off, Melfina had a bit of a run-in with the younger McDougal brother, Harry I believe his name is, and while things didn't initially come to violence immediately, Harry was pretty darn unhinged, and he sort of dropped some information about how he and Melfina are sort of the same in that he's also artificial. You know, it's more that he's an engineered life form, like a test tube baby rather than a bio-android, but they're both similar in that they are unique. And when things ultimately didn't really go Harry's way, he kind of ended up tearing off his brand new prosthetic robot arm in a kind of a fit of anger. So, on that front, things have been a wee bit tense, shall we say. Now, the topic of this episode, as brought up in the little opening monologue, is a tournament to decide who the strongest man and woman in the universe are. And seeing as how Fred and good old Gene Starwind are having a discussion about money, I feel like this tournament is probably going to be the thing they're, hoping to find money through winning. Now, the name of the episode is The Strongest Woman in the Universe, and we were also treated to a little bit of exposition on, seemingly the strongest woman in the universe as of right yet. But given that Suzuka and Eijitan are sort of hanging around the Outlaw Star now, I feel like they would be the types to enter in something like that, Alright, so Fred's explaining it, there's a hefty purse attached with the winner here, but I don't know. I feel like the issue is that Gene probably isn't, a good candidate for winning this sort of thing. So I guess when you really get down to it, Eijitan and Suzuka are probably the two best bets they have, right? Because, surely Melfina wouldn't enter. Oh boy. That's a picture alright of the reigning champion. I think, I second Gene's initial reaction to that. Whoa, buddy. But the interesting thing, I think, is that Fred Lowe here wants to prevent this woman from winning her 5th consecutive victory. So, oh dear. Okay, now we're learning a little bit more. It turns out that marriage is on the line here. And, well, I mean, normally this might be something that would be a problem, but I feel like given Fred Lowe's predilections, maybe this is the best possible compromise, you know? Like, oh dear. You know, this is a rare sort of inversion where Jean has the sort of upper hand here, I guess, whereby he can sort of gleefully poke fun at Fred here. Wow. That's an interesting family tradition that you can only select the best women in the universe. I mean, that sort of lends the men of the Lowe family, I would think, to marrying Amazons like this, you know? Wow. You know, so it seems like this all was really like Fred trying to scheme to get out of this marriage, and then everything just sort of backfired. And so now he has to resort to potentially underhanded tactics. You know, I actually probably wouldn't put it past him to, like, deliberately try and sabotage things. Because sure, he's, like, presumably going to introduce Aisha Clan as a champion on his behalf, but, you know, assuming she does what she always does and trips at the finish line, then surely he's got to have, like, some sort of a backup plan, right? Because, like, if he really doesn't want to marry this Amazon woman, like, I feel like he's really going to have something set up here. Because, like, I feel like he can't necessarily abscond and, like, get out of Dodge, but I don't know. Maybe it's not a bad last resort. Oh dear. So I think it's already kind of over with Aisha Clan saying, "Hey, no one worry, leave it to me." I mean, that's probably not a good thing. Ooh. So by virtue of her species, you know, being a bellicose alien, she's not allowed. Now, the tournament guy is saying that, like, you know, they're not allowed because of this incident. It'd be kind of funny if Aisha was the one who caused this change of rules. I mean, I feel like it's probably not the case, but it would be a little funny. I feel like she would have mentioned it if it were the case. Now, the interesting thing is that the tournament organizer mentions the Katarl biting off an ear, and, you know, given the time that Outlaw Star came out, I feel like that's a little oblique reference to Mike Tyson and all the shenanigans he got up to. Because, like, I feel like biting off an ear isn't in and of itself a cause for disqualification if this is, you know, like the strongest woman in the universe type deal. Like, sure, you're not allowed to kill, that's one thing. Everyone can get behind that, but, like, what's a little maiming among friends, you know? Wait a minute, did Melfina suggest Jean enter? Yeah, like, that's just not gonna fly no matter how you slice it. Cause I guess, you know, aside from the obvious reasons for why he can't enter, I feel like he doesn't exactly have the skills here, cause it seems like this is, if not martial arts, then certainly like physical combat. And, you know, Jean's like a scrappy guy. You know, he's wily, and he wins by virtue of playing dirty. And I feel like if biting off ears is verboten, then a lot of other dirty fighting tactics probably aren't going to work either. Nevertheless, I guess he's doing it. Ah, dear. So perhaps the worst part of all of this is that, you know, Fred takes this as gratification. Like, whoa, buddy. Fred had better, like, knock off a significant portion of their debt in exchange for this, because, like, that's something. Oh, dear. So Aisha has decided to, disguise herself as a masked wrestler. And judging by Jean's reaction, you know, this isn't exactly in accordance with their plan. So, I don't know, man. Things are gonna get interesting, I reckon, when you have a man in disguise and a Katarl, both of whom are not supposed to be competing. You know, something tells me either one of these two people might beat the Amazon, but in the end, I reckon they're gonna get disqualified. Oh dear. So Jim makes an interesting point here. You know, if they can sort of recognize Aisha for who she truly is, then I feel like it's probably not unreasonable for other people also to figure her out. Probably people in authority. You know, she did fool some people, but that's probably by virtue of wearing a mask as part of her costume. I feel like any real aspect of Katarl anatomy that, you know, makes itself apparent is probably gonna ruin everything. Ooh. So it seems like there is more intrigue in the background with this cyborg woman, I guess, trying to fix things a little bit. Yeah, so it seems like she knows about Jean and what's going on here, and naturally she has plans. Oh dude, Jenny Starwind. Yeah, that's a real good disguise there, Jean. Oh man. So right off the bat, Jean's contending with the Amazon. So on the one hand, it's probably a good thing. If he knocks this girl out of the tournament, then, you know, he doesn't need to win the rest of everything. On the other hand, the Amazon here has the power of love on her side, you know? Like, she's doing this because she loves Fredlo. Funny though it seems. Oh dear. Yeah, I don't think Jean's gonna win this one. Like, he can't contend with the power of love. Like, as we all know, the good guys win in the end and love wins, so, really, the best Jean can hope with is a sort of sacrificial play here. Like, the best he can do is probably, like, slightly injure the Amazon in such a way that, Aisha Clan can take advantage of that later. Although that said, Jean's certainly, well, maybe not taking liberties, that's probably not the right way of saying it, but, like, he's doing stuff here. He's provoking, he's stirring the pot. I can see why he's probably doing that. You know, he probably has a reasonable understanding that he can't win a stand-up fight. Although, seeing as how he just knocked his head on one of the stanchions around the ring, you know, that's probably not gonna do any favors in the long run. Ooh. Man, you know, I'm starting to get kinda old. You know, I woke up and my neck was hurting, and, like, it feels mainly better now, but, like, that suplex, woof. Like, I can't imagine how much that must hurt, like, landing right on your neck like that. I guess it's kind of understandable that, Jean didn't exactly win, but I guess in retrospect, it probably is a good thing that Aisha Clan has also decided to go for the prize, because, you know, maybe she's not super interested in helping out Fred, but, you know, their interests sort of align for the time being. You know, she just kind of has to not get caught. Although, for what it's worth, you know, she seems to be demolishing her opponents with miraculous ease. I guess, in a sense, this is kind of like, you know, her area of expertise, physical combat. You know, she might have to restrain herself from, like, biting people or otherwise maiming or killing them, but, you know, I reckon it's probably nice to have an excuse to just wallop people a little bit. Now that said, Aisha Clan is being a little full of herself here. You know, taunting Jim about losing, or Jean rather. I mean, she says that like she's not one loss away from being kicked out either. Ooh. Okay, so the Amazon is lost to that cyborg chick. So I guess everything's good for Fred, you know, the lucky rat. However, I feel like there's something else going on with that cyborg chick. I don't quite remember if we saw the other pirate assassins, but this could well be one of them. You know, we don't know that for certain. Now, I guess as expected, Gene gets no money because he didn't actually defeat the Amazon. Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate indeed for everyone. Oh dear. So Reiko, like the poor girl, she's willing to like do this all again, start from nothing, train harder. But, you know, in so doing, I feel like she also just broke Fred's fingers. Ah, dear. Man, the poor girl, she doesn't deserve Fred. Like, I feel like it was rather cowardly on his part to sort of renew the bet. You know, sure, he's assuming he has like 5 more years of time on his side, but like, he's just gonna be in the same situation again, I reckon. Okay, so the cyborg does indeed recognize Gene Starwind, but, you know, this is something that sort of provokes anxiety in her. She says, I need to remain calm, focus on the fight. So I guess maybe that does lend a little credence that she is one of the assassins, or, you know, otherwise has it in for Gene, which, frankly, could be the case for a variety of reasons. You know, I feel like Gene's got a whole host of like little one-off enemies that we probably don't necessarily see episode to episode, but I wouldn't be surprised if that were the case. Ooh. That was like right on the back of the neck too on the stanchion. That's gotta hurt. I don't know. I guess I'm just sensitive about neck stuff lately because like, you know, I took it for granted. I really enjoyed not having my neck hurt, and like, it wasn't even like really bad. It's just a little sore and stiff, but oh dear. So, you know, if this whole thing wasn't bad enough, like Aisha seems to be losing. Oh dear. Yeah, this is like kind of not good with the cyborg woman like going to like actually just kill Aisha Clan. I mean, I guess it kind of ended up not happening. Aisha was playing possum, as it were. But, yeah, you know, I kind of thought killing was against the rules. Surely, like, a referee would step in with something that's, like, obviously intended to be a killing blow. You know, sort of like smashing in someone's head with your elbow. Like, clearly that's, like, not a good thing. Now, Aisha's sort of got, like, the woman in, like, I think you'd call it an arm bar or something. Just sort of, like, something where you can, like, dislocate or break an arm, but I guess it's kind of immaterial now if the cyborg woman is literally too strong. I mean, that's rather remarkable to have the bicep strength to get out of a grip like that, because, like, oh. Okay. Yeah, so I guess that was the point of that little exposition before. You know, she's not a cyborg, she's a Kataro. And yeah, well, she's got it in for Gene. So, I guess, in a sense, this is kind of a repeat of previous things, you know? Like, you can't trust the Kataro and things like this because they cause problems. But at the same time, now might be a sterling opportunity for Aisha Clan to redeem her kind by beating the brakes off this rampaging monster. I mean, when you get down to it, like, that's probably the best you could hope for. Oh, wow. That's a decidedly more complete transformation than we've seen before. Wow, that's strange. I don't remember that at all. Like, I knew she could, like, sort of transform, but, like, to totally transform like this is, well, it's certainly different. Now, unfortunately, if things weren't bad enough with, like, an actual serious fight breaking out, there is now a massive electrical fire, which, you know, it's never a good thing when you're inside a burning building, just because, like, smoke inhalation is not good. Your lungs are also kind of sensitive. Like, if you breathe in really hot air, like, you burn your lungs, and, like, frankly, I can't imagine many just, like, injuries worse than that. Like, that's gotta be horribly painful, even if it's only, like, a first-degree burn, because, like, you have to use your lungs, you know? You don't really have much of a choice. So, I guess they prioritized their own safety, you know, they managed to escape the burning building. And, it seems as though Aisha might have perished. It's interesting that everyone's kinda sad about it, cause, like, you know, Aisha Clan has been antagonistic towards them, and kind of a pain in the rear at best, but, yeah, you know, seeing as how she's sort of come in clutch for them, I guess it makes sense they would care about her. At least to some small degree. So, I guess the question is, what happens now? You know, Aisha Clan did not burn to death in a fire, but, did anyone really win? You know, I feel like no one gets any prize money, and also, they're probably gonna get stuck with a bill for the place burning down. I wouldn't be surprised. Aw, dear. Fred's come in to gloat and stuff, or probably offer another loan. Oh, okay, never mind. This is like the rare helpful Fred phone call. Oh! Oh my god. Okay, so he is loaning them money, but like, his hand is very clearly broken and he's bedridden. Reiko did a number on him. Oh man, the poor guy. I mean, I suppose, like, of all the injuries, that's probably the most deserved, but like, man, I didn't realize he was actually going to be bedridden over this. Oh dear. Well, I mean, I can't say it's been like a horrible day for Fred. I suppose he got out of marriage, but boy, it's rough to be bedridden like that with a broken hand. Alright, well that's it for this episode. If you've enjoyed it, then by all means, tune in for the next one. See you, Space Cowboy.